Okay, so don't worry. We are no longer stuck falling for all of eternity. We found a way to avoid said situation. And then I feel the need to make sure that we don't immediately repeat that, but yeah, so, oh, there's also, like, some enemies behind us, but we were looking for the actual location of this place of power. There is this area down here, but it looks like...
Power. Should
Is
draw
it here?
from it.
And I know it's in this general area. Like, is it up here? Is it through here? It looks like it might be. There it is. Okay, gotcha. Let's poke around a little bit, because it looks like there are a few other things here. Well, this is not a normal chain. This time it's a copper chain. I was critical of the normal chains. But the copper chains, those are entirely different. Entirely different. Okay, but... oh, even more stuff in here as well? Sure. So we'll nab this. Geralt is also immune to, or at least most diseases, right? That's a good point. So maybe we don't need to be too concerned about Geralt's well-being in that sense. But, let's see. So we did just pick up a skill point, of course. And we've been trying to go further down on this side. I think we need one more acquired tolerance, and then we unlock this next row here. And what were the things we were saying we were interested in getting? Each potion dose imbibed heals 5% of maximum vitality. I think that one we were liking, because we have the passive potion drinking. And so to just randomly get 5% maximum vitality back in the middle of combat without having to do anything sounds useful. Especially if we can upgrade this later on and get it up to, I don't know, if it goes up by 5% every time and we can get this up to 25% per potion, that would be insane. So that sounds cool. And then what else? Increases maximum vitality by 200 for the decoction's effective duration. This seems like maybe not quite as good, but similar idea. Not sure we'd go that route. I think this is all explosives, which we're probably not that interested in. But even the extra protection against monsters of the specific oil type, that sounds good as well. So yeah, this row looks quite good, especially compared to this one. So let's get this. And actually, let's just check real quick. We were looking at what the effects were before and after of making that upgrade. So it's going to increase our maximum toxicity. Right now, we're at 228. So when we use this ability, what does that bring us up to? Last time, it only gave us, like, what, 30 maybe? So I don't think it's going to be that big. But let's check. 228 to... oh, okay. That one felt like that might have actually been bigger. Maybe I'm misremembering how big the difference was between the... or when we made the second upgrade. But getting up to 260 is... that's fairly significant. That's a pretty large number there. At that point, what? There are a bunch of decoctions that have 70 toxicity. So we could go with 3 of them safely, probably. Slightly smaller upgrade this time. Okay. But I was, I guess I was, my expectations were a little lower than that, nonetheless. So I'm pleasantly surprised, I think. Okay, now there are, I think there's wolves over here. Now remind me, we were going for, what, the wolf school gear, I believe, was in this general area. I don't think we picked it up yet, though. So there were a few things around here. But I think first and foremost, we were going for, yeah, okay, it is still active. Find the entrance to the chambers under the ruins. I mean, we did find a entrance. An entrance. Lids, come on, English, please. But this didn't really seem like one we were looking for, because I don't think it goes any further than this. This kind of looked like it was just for the place of power and nothing else. We're not allowed to run inside, for whatever reason. Come on, Liz, it's like an old elven temple. Show some respect, man. Don't run inside. Yeah, I think that means we're looking for maybe this over here. Looks more like Well, either that's just a bridge or an entrance. Or an entrance, or over here. I mean, this is a fancy schmancy looking area. So I feel like it might even be worth, even now that we found this entrance, poking around a little bit, seeing if there's anything else that we might want to check. Because look, it's like all the ruins around here. They got the cat statues. Once upon a time, it was probably a pretty fancy place. Oh, I did not make that jump. I did not make that jump. Oh, see, there's some stuff down here. Like skulls and tiny bits of money. That might be just about it, though. Maybe we head down now. Jeez, whoa! Whoa. Well, that looks ominous. That doesn't look like any old entrance. Didn't get why it was so important until someone broke their arm running around in school.
Magic barrier. Got a bad feeling, damn it.
Yeah, not surprised. Geralt is displeased about this. Find the key to open the barrier in the passage. We can just use this. No items in our inventory can be placed here. Looks like a place where you put a candle or a torch. Huh. Okay. I mean, it tells us to search right here. In fact, I think this is it. Got George Herbert's letter. Dear Hedwiga? Hedwig. This person's name is Hedwig from now on. You are absolutely correct to advise against this journey. Why did the Dean of Archaeology entrust its leadership to the hands of this squadron? Quadroon. There we go. Who found the violet ruby at Arnginville, me or her? You must know the Witcher has returned after all. The ruby removed the barrier, as I held it would from the start. Okay, so presumably we're going to pick up this ruby and be able to go through, and allowed him to explore the interior. Can you believe the Witcher almost convinced that Duchamp to return to town to hire additional guards? We don't know what dangers are in store for us. Now there's someone who knows how to pad his billable hours. Duchamp took to the idea, recalling the tale about the tomb being cursed. Yet I convinced the company to not put any stock in fairy tales. We must hurry, I said. But what if someone beats us to it and robs the elven treasury first? Because as you know, according to my translation, the most precious can only mean one thing. The lost treasure of King Divefaf. Soon it shall be ours. Bloodstains. Later addendum partly obscured by bloodstains. The Witcher was right. We should never have gone in there. That is an accursed place. I barely managed to escape. Crawl out and take the ruby. Portal is closed. I'm safe. But the others? Okay, well, there's our hints. It's a purple ruby. I suppose for a purple portal, it does make some sense. But, they said it's not exactly the safest of places, but here goes nothing. Oh, so it's just a barrier, not really a portal? Okay. So, who knows what awaits us here, but... lots of things, including one thing that is possibly going right up the stairs right now. A Bargus, okay. Act... No, Jurden again. Jurden or Act? One of those two. Apparently we can finally see something? Is this area supposed to be, like, really hard to see or something? I mean, here's another one. Two of the other ones. Okay, they aren't nearly as tough as I think we first expected them to be when we encountered them somewhere on the road outside of Beauclair. But they are level 40, and we're now a fair bit higher than that, so that may have something to do with it.
Bodies. Seems they were running for the exit.
There's definitely more of them. See, I think they They can deal a decent amount of damage, but as you saw there, they're pretty squishy. So if we play relatively aggressively, we can just hack them down. Okay, so we're looking for the Witcher School diagram, yes. But this is a big enough area that I think we may very well find some other things too. Like this is, oh. For a while there, it looked like it wasn't going to be within the circle, although as soon as we broke this down, it was. So I thought this was going to be some random spot, although this is starting to look a lot more like the boss arena spot. Let's poke around other directions first, because that might be sort of the final spot, so to speak. There are a ton. Look at our mini-map right now. Look at how many enemies there are over there. Is this locked? So that's just, okay, same thing.
They were running for the exit.
Wasn't sure if that was lootable. We can go through here. We cannot. Okay. I'm gonna say those are all bar guests, and at least in terms of sheer numbers, they could overwhelm us, even if the individual ones are not so bad. Okay, so we would kind of like to put away this torch, because although that will make things darker, we now, with our cat school stuff, we have the combo that we get, the bonus from alternating a bit between fast and strong attacks, right? Yeah, that's the one we do have. The one we don't have is the additional bonus for attacking from behind. So we should deliberately alternate, and since we can't use heavy attacks when we have our torch out, that is downside. Does mean things will get dark here, but there's no way we don't fight a bunch of people here, right? Yep. What is it, though? Centipedes? Now let's get the Yrden down. Did we get you inside it? Not quite. Not quite. Please pop up in our Yrden. That's why we put the Yrden over here, so that you could show up in the Yrden. Oh, and then the Yrden goes away. Get you in here. Ah, just on the edge, I think, again. Pop up here. Is that in it? That is in it. There we go. Just one of them? I think it might have been just one of them. Okay. So I think what is going to happen here is we basically just need to loop around. That door was locked, and so we'll go around the long way. And we now know that it's not exclusively Barghest down here. TERMES Palace Ruins. Okay. We break through this. Looks like we might be able to. Yeah. Okay, now Wraiths. Right up here. Is also a Yrden type of enemy. Yeah, this is a place where there are a bazillion enemies. So if we could use this as a bit of a choke point, that would be great. Oh, but they're all down. No, that's a Barghest. Barghest and Wraiths, yeah, there's no way to lure them up here, I don't think. Yeah, this is a nasty spot. I think what we want to do is we want to go down there. Are they going to notice us when we're up here? I don't think so. Maybe not, unless the Wraiths can actually teleport a little bit. There's a non-zero chance they could notice us and head up here. I think what we want to do is we want to get down there and then go to the room to the right there. That way we can't get flanked all over the place. At least we can sort of prevent them from attacking from all angles. So let's go that route, I think. Here goes nothing. I mean, Barghest first. Let's try to get in here. Now the Wraiths have joined us. We just want to limit the numbers. Okay, we've already gotten rid of a couple of enemies, so that helps. Okay, we've gotten rid of 4 already. Then Yrden here. If they are any more that are about to come after us. This one might be. Go in the Yrden. Go in the Yrden. Not quite. Not that it matters much. That's something up there? That is. More chains. Valuables as well. Is still another Wraith right there. Here it is. I was not quite picking up with the Yrden. We might just pass on those. In case this is a large dungeon and we're at risk of weighing ourselves down. Okay, so... Oh no, saw something we can investigate, but it might be on the other side of this wall, I think. See the red dots on top of us right now. Is a little unnerving. Where are the enemies? Okay. Hello? What is this? Something's making some sounds. Epitaph. King Divepath. Okay, that is the name of the person that people were talking about outside. Here lies our father. He died so that others may live. Oh.
Satchel looks like it belonged to a witcher.
Okay. Whoa! Here we go. Okay, so there's all the Witcher diagrams. Like, all of the Witcher diagrams. 3 out of 6, at least. It looked like a lot more than that. It looked like at least 4. But, oh, also this journal. So it is Wolf School diagram, so in theory you'd think that, this is, well, someone that is from the Wolf School, this Witcher, and then, in theory, I mean, I think we were talking about this a little bit before with someone else that we theorized was from the Wolf School. I don't remember if this was the same person or not, but you would think there's a chance that Geralt would know this person in that case, because Geralt is relatively old himself. I mean, certainly Vesemir would. Vesemir was like 1,000, right? Something like that. Vesemir was really old. And we have the other friends at Kaer Morhen, so like, you'd think that they would cross paths every now and again, at the very least. If not, at least know of the person's name. Suppose I shouldn't be surprised Master Tinsale asked such a steep price to forge Grandmaster armor. No other craftsman in the world is his equal. I tried to tell wise old Vesemir... Ah, see, okay. Tried to tell wild old Vesemir what he gave me would barely be enough for 1 silver sword. Trekked halfway across the world to get here from Kaer Morhen. And for what? I have to look around for some work. Later addendum. Today, Tinsale introduced me to the leader of an arc. An illegible fragment. But in the end, we reached a deal. Checked the area out, and it seems calm enough, though my medallion did buzz a few spots near the ruins. That's why I told him to pitch camp a bit further away from the main entrance. Who the blazes know what might be living inside? They've also mentioned something about a curse, so I guess I should expect wraiths, Vargas, maybe? Darn, should have asked for more. Tomorrow we start exploring.
Came to Toussaint at Vesemir's request. Interesting. Too bad things ended here for this wolf. Not many of us left alive.
Yeah, I wonder if Vesemir were still alive at this stage, you'd have to do things in a really strange order for that to be the case. But if Vesemir were still alive at this stage, would you, do something? Or could you, like, talk to Vesemir about that at all? When I hear this humming sound, it sounds like the Place of Power. I wonder if that was maybe sort of like on the other side of this wall a bit. If we just look at our world map. Are we sort of hearing it through that wall there? Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. It's not accessible from here. We've already gotten it, but that's why it's making that sound. Again, there are appearances of enemies on our mini-map. If they aren't showing up here, we don't really know what to make of that. Oh. This might be the way out. I think this is the door that was locked. There's a key. That just brings us out to the front. Okay. Well, it still says explore the chamber on the ruins. It still suggests there might be more diagrams down here. You'd think it would say we're done. I feel like there could be more stuff actually here by the grave. Examined that. Yeah, you'd think that it would say we're done in this area and the circle would go away if we've done everything down here, and it hasn't. So I think there is still something here somewhere. Where exactly? Oh, there we go. Here come the enemies you're expecting. At least some of them. Or? Question mark? So yeah, there's this. Which, I don't know what that is. We can't interact with it. But is it on the other side of this wall? That's where we drop down. Let's try going around here and it. Here, like it would be right around here. We can't interact with it. What's up, Anor? How's it going? Yeah, I feel like there's got to be something else down here. And that seems suspicious. But I don't see where else... Ah, here we go.
Brought the ceiling down to bury his foes. Ended up burying himself, too.
There it is. Okay, so here's the rest of the diagrams we're looking for. Now we're talking. Now we're talking, and that's everything. Okay. So now we get out of here. And what was that way out? Was through here. And here. We take the purple ruby back. Suppose we can. Alright, mission accomplished, I suppose. We were just exploring that little elven ruin there, trying to find, and it was supposedly cursed, and we did find a lot of wraiths and whatnot. We were trying to find some diagrams to craft some powerful gear, but we had defeated everyone, and it was still saying there was some gear that we'd not yet found, so it was just a matter of finding where that last stuff was, or some recipes for that gear. And so it was that place where Geralt was saying that one of the Witchers had collapsed part of the runes down on his opponents, but taken himself out in the process, and then he had some diagrams on him. So mission accomplished in that sense. We now have those diagrams to craft that gear if we want to. The other thing is that we have a couple question marks around here that we want to investigate. I think it's that one that is tied to one of the quests we've been trying to do. The one where we're trying to fix everything at this vineyard. They're having some problems. And yes, it is that one over there where we can, whatever it is, we can solve the last of said problems. But this question mark seems like it's kind of on the way. So maybe we'll check this one out first. Looks like a bandit camp. Yep, right here. And ever since we reset our skill tree, you have a lot of archers. You're level 44. You guys are stronger than many other enemies we've fought. But ever since we reset our skill tree, we definitely have had a different go-to strategy for our signs in particular. Pick your friend. Go for it. Go for it. Yeah, that's what I thought. In the past, we would generally open up with an Igni, the fire, and that was powerful enough to weaken their armor. So that was sort of the strategy. Oh. Would use Igni to weaken their armor, and then that would set us up for a more effective sword combat after that. But we no longer have that Igni upgrade because we have not spent as many points on our magics anymore. Instead, we're more all-out combat, and we have more of the alchemy stuff going on. So that means that instead, the one sign that we have fully upgraded is our Axii, our stunning one. So I think we're going to be relying a lot more on that nowadays, and much less so on the fire. It's already sort of started to happen, but I think it's probably going to become even more of a thing. Okay, so this chest has the big stuff in it, presumably. Professor Noel Ivor's journal. And more diagrams for gauntlets this time. Some money, some valuables, lots of books. Blue to red... Okay, blue to red munitions is helpful. We need red more than anything, oftentimes. Okay, now that's everything here, but let's read up. Professor Noel Ivor's journal. The journal has been kept chaotically, full of stains, blots, and incomprehensible scribblings, and the entries are not dated. Every day I regret what I said then. How could I have been so foolish? Why did I not agree to become her assistant? Fly upon you, base ambition. Oh, Isabel, forgive me. Enough inaction. I'm off to Beauclair. If I find you alive, Isabel, I will fall to my knees and plead forgiveness. And if you're gone, enough of this wallowing self-pity. Time to get to work. I've chosen the most talented and hardworking of my students, and for my assistant, I've named my most clever adjunct, Philip Beirut. Forward, I guess. The Academy Chancellery has accepted the plan for our expedition. We need but collect our equipment. Then, hit the road. Unbelievable. Philip had the audacity to point out to me that eating egg salad sandwiches while traveling in closed carriage is poor manners. What arrogance. And to think I prize him above all my adjuncts. I could have not have imagined a worse start to our 8-week journey. The pages are stuck together by some sticky substance. Mayonnaise? From the sandwiches. We've arrived. I fear entering these ruins. I fear what I shall find there. I think I lack the strength to face the truth. So these are the people who are going to go into the ruins that we just raided, because we heard the Witcher, who was in there helping them out to do that, had said, okay guys, you can make camp, but make sure you make camp a little bit farther away where it's safer from whatever might be in here. That impertinent upstart Philip Beirut is driving me completely mad. He's accused me of idleness and indecision. How dare he hurl such insults in the presence of the other members of our expedition? He does not understand who my beloved Isabel was, who she is to me. I do not wish to... I cannot face the truth. I'm off, alone, at the moment, for I do not wish them to see me when I find... I will begin searching the ruins of the temple abutting the river. Okay. I assume that is the very temple we just went into. And then more notes. Baguette as well. First day of the month of Berg. The very first day, and I already regret agreeing to participate in this expedition. The journey itself will take 8 weeks. Besides, I do not believe anyone from Isabelle Duchamp's lost expedition remains alive. It has been years. Professor Ivor has taken a hearty supply of egg salad sandwiches with him for the road. A few stages are glued together with some sticky substance, probably mayonnaise, yep. And on the 14th day, in the month of Blath, we've arrived. Professor Ivor gave the order to pitch camp near the ruins of TERMES, the place where the missing group, led by Professor Duchamp, was supposed to carry out its excavations. We then drank 2 bottles of wine and went to sleep. On the 16th day, the TERMES Palace ruins. Very thought of them sends shivers down my spine. Nevertheless, I believe we should begin our search in the ruins themselves. Yet the professor keeps beating around the bush and spends most of his time curled up with a bottle. My suggestion, to head deeper into the woods and look for signs of the expedition, was shrugged off with a comment about my impertinence and an accusation of trying to take over the leadership of the expedition. On the 18th day, the professor has perished. He departed yesterday morning and had not returned to camp by evening. We shall soon set out to look for him. Perhaps that drunkard finally dared visit the ruins. Okay, so we may have seen him in the ruins. Oh, there's the hive here. Or, I mean, he said he was going down the river, or the ruins by the river. So there's a chance that he's just not actually in the ruins, but, you know, we're going to basically find a corpse somewhere further along the road. Further along the river. I'm kind of curious to see what's in this direction here, because I think this is the river. It's in the opposite direction of the quest we're looking for, but just to see what the deal is here. Any sign of other stuff? Like, if we cross this bridge here, there's this little peninsula, or no, there's this peninsula, which is a little bit further west, which we've not investigated at all, which I'm a little curious about. But if we go over this bridge, then we start going close to Flovive, which we have been to already, although we eventually make it over to these question marks that we've not checked out. I think maybe we do this next, though, and maybe even go south to that question mark afterward. And then once we've done that, we can think about, do we want to go to this spot? Do we want to go to this spot? Do we want to target a specific quest? I mean, this is the last of the things that we need to solve for this vineyard, the BELGAARD vineyard, and so there might be some follow-up once we do that. We shall see. This is also a little bit off to the side, but again, just curious to see what these little paths lead to. Like in this case, okay. Some stuff over by the water, but doesn't look like that's lootable. Nor is that. No? Okay. That looks interesting. What is that? That is something, in theory. I think that's more or less right where this question mark is. Definitely haven't been there yet, though. Okay, so now this looks like a bandit camp as well. No, let's go Axie. Oh no, person's in distress. We shall save you. Never fear. That bandit is no more. Neither is that bandit. Oh, rude. Okay, we're working on it. We're working on it. This dude. Oh, what's the matter? Oh, you won't be needing that.
I thank you, sir. Were it not for you, well, those bandits were not pulling pranks. I could pound some new steel for you in gratitude, but I must first return to my workshop in BELGAARD.
Sounds good. We could basically use this as a free fast travel over to BELGAARD. There's potentially a few things for us to investigate in this little area right here. Some stuff we could potentially loot. And there were some other question marks around here, so I'm not necessarily sure we want to take that fast travel. I feel like we might want to poke around a little bit more first. That's true. Then again, if we go with him, then we know exactly where he is. We could come back here later. We did pick up at least one fast travel spot in this general area. So I think it is now much more efficient to return to this general location. Whereas previously, this was just out in the middle of nowhere and we didn't have any way to get back here efficiently. So I suppose in that case, yeah, we can probably go with him. We'll just use a fast travel spot to get back here.
Let's go. No time to lose.
So we slowly walk over.
I thank you again for your aid. Care to glance at my wares?
How did you end up getting captured by bandits? Especially because we were talking about it a while ago, but that spot that we were just in is pretty far away from the main part of the vineyard. So if they captured you, they seem to have captured you and brought you quite a distance.
What were you doing in the Caraberta woods? And how'd you wind up a prisoner of those bandits?
Ever since the Count died, I've not had the resources to buy raw materials, meaning no new barrel hoops, no tools. So I mustered a few lads and went into the woods to scavenge. Great deal of scrap to be had in those elfin ruins, if you don't mind digging. Folks say the place is haunted, but I've no fear of elfin ghosts.
A rational man.
Yeah,
Rational or superstitious.
to a certain
that
extent.
is not. The point is, I did not see a single ghost. Yet a Hansa, yes, that we ran into. Though it seems I've more luck than sense, because you came along to save me.
Okay, that explains it a bit. Let's see what you have.
Show me what you have.
So for the most part, I think we're probably just going to sell the stuff that we got off those bandits that we bought. It's actually a pretty powerful sword, level 46. In terms of base damage, at least, it's up there. Significantly better, actually, than our existing sword. But our existing sword has some other stats that probably still make it preferable. Oh, this guy does not have enough money for this. He just barely has enough for this mace, though. That works out. there anything we would like to purchase from you? Like runestones? I was thinking that now that we have our Grandmaster Witcher armor, it might actually make sense for us to stop back off in Novigrad, or the northeast of Novigrad, to visit the rune right again. And maybe, I think we have some runes, yeah, or maybe just normal rune stones in our existing armor that I think carried over even when we upgraded it. But I think now that we, more or less have what amounts to be our end game gear, might as well invest in it further and make it even better with the enchantments from the rune, right? So I'm thinking, I mean, that doesn't really affect this guy at all, but that's just a thought that came to mind. This guy reminded me of that.
See ya.
Okay, and we have, I believe, now completed Wine Wars BELGAARD. We just need to talk to the two peoples who are now the owners of this estate, this vineyard. And I think we negotiated a price for this, right? I don't know what else they might have to say to us.
Tended to BELGAARD's problems. Vineyard should be in as good a shape as ever.
Splendid. And thus, officially, by the power vested in me, I grant you title to the BELGAARD vineyard, and
What?
trust that you shall make good use of
Oh,
its
them,
grounds
not
and
us.
resources.
Oh, you were talking to us for a second.
Excellent. I can already smell the grapes ripening into sun.
We shan't forget what you did for us. Here, your pay.
But that's not all. You must come back and see us shortly. We've a surprise in store for you.
I'll do that. Farewell.
All right, now we're talking. Wait 3 days and go and see them? Okay. Also, I mean, there is the blacksmith here who... Does he have the tools? The armor bench and the whetstone and what have you? Can you upgrade our stuff real quick?
Why don't you all just get...
I don't think he does. Alright, so in that case, let's see, where exactly is the center of BELGAARD? Down here, I mean, it's like right next to Tucson. So, prime property not only from the land fertility standpoint, but also just like, that is a great place to be right next to the city like that. I suppose in some ways, similar story with Corvo Bianco. Turning Grounds is closer, but also just a quick stroll away from the city. So, let's see. We could fast travel back over here would be the one that would take us closest to where we just were. This is the spot where we just rescued that guy, and in theory, there's some stuff we can loot there. There's also this question mark down here, which we have no idea what it is. So I was thinking maybe we do those things before we forget. And then maybe after that, we'll head back over to the greater Novigrad area and upgrade our armor. I think that might be the plan. Is there a... Do we have a fast travel spot for this actual vineyard? I'm not sure if we do. It doesn't look like we do. I mean, it's far enough away from the other things that there could be one over here somewhere. But if there is, we don't currently have it. This kind of looks like... Okay, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. So. Now we've got this, so we can head over... Right back over here. Here where we were. Okay, and so I think first we'll head back over to the bandit camp. And just see if they have anything over there for us to loot. Then after that, we'll see if there's anything at the... I mean, there has to be something at the other question mark, right? So let's mark this one on our map. We're aiming for that. I suppose, well, tell you the truth, we could go more or less straight east, go to this question mark first, and then take the path up north, get back here. Because we've explored all this stuff around the ruins here. There shouldn't really be anything new there, but along this path, we have not really done that yet. So it might be a little bit better to just see more of what we have yet to see at this stage. Let's try that. Might actually be a little bit better to go that route.